Short interlude. Let's put some music on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome.
So I used to be a Starbucks barista, right? And that means a lot. So I used to be a Starbucks barista, and I remember my first day working in Starbucks. I forgot to give this Indian customer like a 10-cent discount. And you know, he reacted like any normal person with that situation, with death threats. But I'll be honest, I didn't really care that much that this guy was starting to kill me and my family. I was just staring at him thinking, wow, the economy must be really bad if he's like losing his shit over a dime, you know? But I did hear that Goodwill is accepting used underwear now, so like I get it, times are rough. But as this Indian guy's yelling at me, this white woman stands up behind him and she yells at this Indian guy, "You need to leave this poor, weak barista alone." And I was like, why do I have to be poor and weak in this situation? You know, like I felt like I was in a white savior movie. But anyway, this white woman keeps yelling at this Indian guy, so he starts to leave, and as he's leaving, the white woman yells at this Indian guy, "Go back to where you came from." And I was like, wow, I'm definitely in a white savior movie now, right? But I'm conflicted at this point, because like the barista side of me wants to like thank this woman for like standing up for me, but the Indian side of me is like feeling the pressure from my ancestors telling me to like vandalize this bitch's car, you know? So like I decided to compromise. I thanked this woman at the counter, and as soon as my shift is over and I'm no longer a barista, I vandalize this bitch's car. Because that's how you make your parents proud, right? I don't know, being Indian's weird. Like I don't have a lot of Indian friends because I like to feel special about myself. And also I'm not a big fan of that stereotype that Indian people are like really smart. Because I'll be honest, like I am really, really stupid. And that just puts a lot more pressure on me, you know? Like in high school, people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, you're Indian, can you help me with my homework?" And I'd be like, "Dude, I'm broke and failing 5 classes. Can you help me with anything, you know?" And it wasn't just like students who thought that stereotype was true, there were even like teachers who bought into it. Like I had this math teacher in the beginning of the year, like she was super nice to me, smile at me, give me compliments and stuff. And then I failed the first math test in that class, and she immediately started treating me like I was wearing an OJ Simpson jersey. Like forget smiling at me, she wouldn't even look at me anymore. And eventually I got fed up with it, so I asked her like if I did something wrong. And she said that she just expected more out of me, especially considering where I came from. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I should probably file a complaint against this teacher, but then I thought about it more. I was like, that's a weird complaint to file, you know? Like this teacher's being racist towards me because she believes I can do better. Like that doesn't make sense. I do think if we want to get rid of that stereotype, we need to change how Indian people are seen on TV. Because right now, most Indian people on TV are like smart nerds who can't get laid. And I'm not saying we need like deep, nuanced Indian characters on TV. I know that's hard for white people to take in. I'm just saying, can't they throw like an Indian crackhead on TV every once in a while? Like, because representation matters, right? And I think an Indian crackhead could be a really big step forward in lowering the bar for me, you know? Speaking of lowering the bar, if I had to choose between having a porn addiction and having a crack addiction, yeah, I've had a lot of time to think this past year. If I had to choose, I would choose a crack addiction like 100% of the time. And here's why. I feel like you have to earn a crack addiction, you know? Because don't forget, like, crack isn't free. You have to pay to get crack. What I'm trying to say is you have to be financially responsible to manage a crack addiction. And you know, as someone who's financially irresponsible, I think a crack addiction can be a very positive learning experience for me. Whereas with porn, let's be honest, porn's kind of everywhere, you know? Like, if you're desperate enough, you could probably find porn at your local library. You can't find crack at your local library? Like, I've tried. Also with crack, I feel like once you're done doing crack, you're like, wow, this was a nice experience. I would like to do more crack in the future, you know? Whereas with porn, I feel like once you're done watching porn, you're like, wow, I really need to find someone. And I'll be honest, I'm at a point in my life where finding crack seems a lot easier to me than like finding a girlfriend. So I don't know what to say. Crack seems like the responsible decision here, you know? I guess I'll end with something that means a lot to me. OJ Simpson, as I think he means a lot. I follow OJ Simpson on Twitter because I don't have time to watch Making a Murder on Netflix. All right, that is me, Naman. Thank you, guys.
Keep it going for Naman, ladies and gentlemen.